love the way this table does this.
Retro Rob's Gaming Videos.
Hey, Rob here, and today we're going to be unboxing the Epyx 500XJ. When I say we, I mean we, because if you look under your chair right now, you're going to find a boxed 500XJ. Go on, go look. Go look. Yeah. It's always nice to start a video with some damn disappointment, isn't it? All right. Let's take a look at the 500XJ. Yeah, it doesn't look very exciting in this particular box, but trust me, in here is 80s amazement. The Epyx 500XJ was not actually made by Epyx, although I bought it because of Epyx branding. In the 80s, Epyx was one of the best game companies out there. They had made summer games, they'd made winter games, they had made, what else? Mission Impossible. The list actually can go on and on, but my memory is failing me right now. But they're Temple of Apshai they made. They just made just more and more great games over time. And the idea that they had made a joystick was amazing. Of course, I didn't know that Konix had actually made the joystick. Anyway, we're going to just get this box out of the way right away. And we'll do that using the old touch it in the right spot method. Wait, no, that isn't the right spot. There. Okay, here we go. Yeah, looking good. Well, I gotta say the box doesn't look as good as it looked in the auction. Shit, I think I actually peeled part of it off. Ah, come on, this is for display. Why would they do this? Okay, so I had to stop the camera because I was so PO'd. Sorry, I started a swearing jag. You know, this is a message, by the way, for Goodwill, and I'm going to send Goodwill a link about their auctions. And one of the reasons why people dislike Goodwill auctions is because of the way they handle their retro merchandise. I mean, there's a lot of other problems, but they can't necessarily be proven. But this one can. And this has to do with the way that they handle their merchandise. Look. This box survived in pretty good condition for over 30 years until one of your employees, Goodwill, got a hold of it and was stupid enough to put an inventory sticker on the front of it. Why would you do that? One of the reasons why, in fact, the main reason why somebody buys an old item in box is for the box for display. This box is now destroyed for display because your employees mishandled it. Here's an easy solution. Get a plastic freaking clear bag, put the tag on the bag, put the item in the bag. It's not that freaking hard. It doesn't take a freaking genius. My God, unbelievable. Again, survived 30 years in the wild, survived 15 minutes of Goodwill handling. Nice job, guys. Keep it up. Alright, so let's get back to it. I'm over it now. Let's take a look at the Epyx 500XJ. Here it is in all of its glory. You can see it's a very unusual controller. It's also a very beautiful controller in my humble opinion. Most of the advertising with it had like racing gloves on it. It's pretty funny where they're holding it with a racing glove. But as you can see, next to a regular Atari controller, this is a very unusual grip you have here. And if you listen... nice contacts in there. Also in the button. They're very well built. They're built with a heavy plastic. I don't know if I pointed this out. I think I did. That this, even though it carries Epyx branding, is not an Epyx joystick. It's actually a Konix joystick. Konix was the guys who attempted, actually, to make the Konix multi-system, which was this like awesome... arguably awesome. Actually, it was pretty awesome. For the time, it was pretty awesome because the graphics capabilities were pretty great. But the Konix multi-system was going to be a game system that basically had this controller that had it had joystick, flight stick, everything built into one device, so you could play all these different games with these different controls. It's really pretty incredible. The graphics on the system were actually really good at the time. Looked great. It just never they never had enough money really to produce it, so it just kind of died on the ground. But anyway, this is one of the products that Konix came up with. I think it was called the Speedking controller, and marketed to try and get money to get that system built. Based on this, I mean, their build quality was excellent. These controllers I kept from the day I bought it till the day my Atari 2600 was retired. Now, of course, I play them again now, but you know, back in the day, you didn't really think about that too much. Except for a few of you out there. I know you did, but I didn't. I got rid of my Atari 2600 at the end of its era, probably the late 80s, early 90s. But these controllers were with it until the end of the line, and they were really great. And you could also use this on the Commodore 64. You can use it on the Commodore 128, the Amiga, blah, 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 blah. Anything that uses this controller, yes, your VIC-20, most of the Atari computers as well, and Atari game systems. Whew, there we go. So, that is it. I mean, there's just not a lot to really say about it, but look at that thing. Quite beautiful. Let's plug it into my Commodore 64 and take a look at it, shall we? Alright, here we are with my Commodore 64C, and here is the Epyx 500XJ, or is it Konix? Oh, this is going to be a weird video. Alright, so here's a Commodore tip for you. Instead of typing the whole word load when you're typing load, quote, asterisk, quote, comma, 8, comma, 1, why not just shortcut it a little bit by hitting L, Shift, O, and then putting the rest of it, saving yourself 2 whole characters. Boy, that's a time saver. It's a little better when you're working with a tape drive. A little more savings. It's like a huge one. Oh yeah, Commodore load time. Commodore load times. They're terrible load times. Yeah, not the greatest. We'll find something to play here real quick. By the way, have you ever seen my little tiny 1541 drive? Look at it! It's a baby! Ah, it's cute. Anyway, these things are pretty cool. I highly recommend them. It's an SD card that basically... Well, it's an SD card reader, and it's got an SD card in it that basically stores pretty much every Commodore 64 game ever made. Makes it a lot easier to deal with than all the discs, although I do have a real disk drive here as well. Let's see, Commodore 64 programs. I also have some C128 stuff. I'm a big C128 fan. Back in the day, anyway, I was. But I don't have a Commodore 128 right now. Alright, and I'm just going to kind of randomly look for something. So, how's the weather? Pretty nice over there? Yeah. It's kind of rainy here today. Yeah, the clouds have rolled in. Oh, there we go. Thank God I didn't have to continue that line of talking. Let's see. Gotta be something good. There's the Batman games. There's BioWar. Nah. Blue Max isn't bad. Oh, Bomb Jack. There we go. Let's do the mighty Bomb Jack. Little Commodore classic here. It was an arcade classic, really, but there was a great version of it made for the Commodore 64, which is loading. And will still be loading 10 minutes from now. Here we go, press fire to play. Oh, it works fine. Crisp and wonderful control. Take a look. Oh yeah, it's just as good as I remember it. It actually really, really works well. Come on, get in there. Ah, son of a... It always drove me nuts the way it would be just a little bit short of making it all the way up. Look at this. God! Epyx 500XJ. It's a great controller, but if you're really stuck at gaming, it's probably not going to help. Thumbs up. This controller really, really controls well. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more.
Retro Rocks Gaming Videos.